Hi everyone, Triple Aqua here from the West, from Key West. I'm Mermaid Christiane. Thank you for joining me today on my YouTube channel. So I want to talk to everyone about keeping your vibration high and how important it is to not only you, but to everyone. Right now is probably the perfect time to talk about this because since we are essentially all rowing in the same boat right now across the entire world, we get to actually get a front row seat as to how we have impacted each other, how we are all interconnected by one tiny ripple that was thrown in the pond, just to say, and how it is just expanded out, out to everyone. It has affected all of us on a global scale. So when we, because it's a decision and it is free will, whether you want to wake up in the morning in a good mood or let yourself get into a bad mood, it is essentially that ripple effect. And what I mean by that is, let's just say you get up and you stub your toe and it kind of just throws you off kilter after that, and then this happens and then that happens. Well, essentially it's happening because you are perpetuating that. Was it your fault you stubbed your toe? Well, you probably just were sleepy and you weren't paying attention, but you have control of your actions on how you're going to act after that. If you sit and catch your breath, rub your toe, relax, clear your energy so that it's not negative, then you can go about your day and you won't have these constant ripple effects. Now, basically, the positive and effect is one of those that is in the 12 laws of the universe. Now, what are the 12 laws? That's another day. I'll talk about that. That's a little extensive. But your vibration, keeping your vibration positive, is the number 2. And it's interesting that it's the number 2 on the 12 laws of the universe, because it's kind of like what you put out, you give back. So it's cyclical, one or the other. So there's your 2. And it's interesting enough how it falls, and it is law number 2 in the 12 laws of the universe. If you interested or curious about that, look it up. So basically it is that what you put out, you give back, essentially. And I'm sure you've caught that, or caught on by now exactly what I'm trying to say. Now, this requires work. It's not something that comes easy. So, but it is something that is obtainable. You just have to practice it, and you have to get in the right frame of mind. And again, there's where your free will comes in, because it's a personal choice. But what we don't stop to think about is how it affects everyone. I mean, everyone on a global scale. Have you ever been to a party and there's great music? It's awesome, but nobody's dancing. It's just like everyone's sitting around like a bump on a log. But then you have that one person. It's usually me when I go places. And if it's not, I'm always like gravitated to the people that it's them. But I'll be the first one to get up and dance. And then you kind of start a chain reaction, and then everyone else starts to dance. And then, it's fun. And it's kind of just like that icebreaker, or that person that walks up into the room and just with a smile, and then, smiles are contagious. So everyone else starts to smile, and then it lightens up the room, it lightens up the vibration. Or, that one person that walks into that meeting at the office and just, it's like, where's so-and-so? Because, the moment so-and-so walks in, it's just going to be like, everything's changed, the whole energy in the room. It's almost like they suck the energy out of the room. And that is a high vibrational person. And when you're vibing high, you tend to magnify that and put that off. But it also goes the same on the other side of the coin, where you're vibing low, you put off those vibrations also. Now, in a time like this, where there's so much going on and people are nervous and scared of the unknown, we can tend to vibe a little on the negative side. not everybody. Like yesterday I went for a walk and I heard Christy, and I looked and it was a lady I know and a couple, and I was like, hey, how are you guys doing? They're like, good, we're just walking. I'm like, yeah, me too. And then I walked a little further and there goes another Christy, and I looked and I'm like, oh, hi. And I said, and they were on bikes, the couple, and I said, I would ask you what you're doing, but we're all doing the same thing. And they laughed, and you know, they told me to be safe, and I said the same thing, went on about my way. So get out too, because what happens is when you're inside, you're not grounding yourself. So try to get out with nature. Try to take advantage of that walk, that bike ride, that run. I also was passed by, I was walking in by the courthouse and on Whitehead, and there was a couple, and I don't know if they were all their kids, but they had a slew of kids with them, and they were running, and they were running across like the lawn of the courthouse where all the trees are. I think it's the banyan trees, and I could be wrong about that. But yeah, so I'm like, oh, it's so nice. I told the lady, it's so nice to see kids out playing. And she said, yeah, well, this is a park, or it's kind of like a park. So they found their own park, and they were putting out such a positive energy and positive vibe that it was contagious. When I walked by, I was smiled. The kids were running and smiling and just having a good time and just being kids. And we don't understand how important our vibration is. You literally put a ripple effect out there into the entire world, into the entire globe, into the universe. And what you're going to put out, it's going to come back. Now, it might not come back right away, but it is inevitable that what you put back out, you're going to get back. So I want to really emphasize how important it is that at this time, we only put out positive energy, positive vibrations, because the more we're in the doom, gloom, and the worry, and you know, putting all these negative things online, or just in our heads, or in our thoughts, and or just speaking about it, we are not helping the situation that's happening globally. You know, it's kind of like when you get up with a scratchy throat and you're like, oh, I feel terrible, you know, I feel sick. And then the next thing you know, you're laid up in bed for a week because you're feeling sorry for yourself, you're in bed. But then you could be that other person that's like, I'm not getting sick, I'm fine. I've got a scratchy throat, sure, go get some vitamin C, drink some orange juice, plenty of water, eat. Yeah, you might be a little down for like a day or two, but you're gonna snap out of it way quicker than the person who decided to go on the negative path of the actual feeling sick and not fighting it, because your body reacts to your vibration, whether it's, you know, your thoughts, they play a huge part, excuse me. Your words are very important, because you can manifest things just by saying them. You know, God did it, let there be light, and there was light. So your words are also very powerful. So just be careful what you're saying, be careful of what you're thinking. It's actually more powerful when you actually say it, but it is still powerful when you're thinking it. So put yourself into a situation where you are vibing high, and if you feel yourself falling off a little bit and going into that negative energy, that low vibration, snap out of it, pick yourself up, get back up to the high vibing, because what you're doing is you're helping other people. You are pulling those negative people that they almost can't help but to be a little bit more positive. So we want everybody up here, we want everybody positive. And that way we are helping heal the situation that's going on. We're helping change. We are transmuting energy, because that's another thing about putting a high vibration out. You're able to transmute energy. It's kind of like you run into somebody and they are in a crappy mood. You can know them or not know them. And then by the time you leave them, because you're a high vibrational person, they're smiling, you've just made their day. You just completely transmuted that negative energy into something positive. Now, I would say 9 out of 10 times you can do that. It's actually a really cool thing to practice and just be like, hey, you know, let me see if I can get this person out of their funk. Now, there is that 1% that they're not going to have it because they're completely closed off, because again, it's free will and you have to have an open mind to this kind of stuff. So practice it, you know, even if it's happening in your own house. I'm really noticing the more I get out and go for walks or bike rides or whatever the case is, that everyone is in a really, really good mood. Everyone is, you can kind of feel sometimes that people are a little fear-based, and that, you know, they'll keep their social distancing, which of course we're supposed to do anyway. But I would say the majority of everybody is like happy to see somebody. They're like, hi. And those are the people that are getting it. Get out, be social. And then if you're not able to, or you don't want to, just be positive in your own environment. Don't let the having us to be stuck inside or not going about our daily routine, because what this has really done is made everybody stop and slow down. So you are forced to go internally, which I've talked about that before in my other videos, and be positive. I mean, it's funny to see nature, how nature's so happy right now. I mean, the butterflies are everywhere. Naturally, it's spring too. The lizards are out, the geckos, you know, just the birds are everywhere. And they just didn't skip a beat. If anything, I think they're a little happier to kind of have like their place back, and kind of be running the show for a little bit. And but it makes you happy just to get out in nature. So if you can, do that. But remember how important your vibration is to the planet. We are all interconnected, and like I said at the beginning of the video, if you don't know that, well, I hope you know it now, because that's what's happening. We are all had to stop, slow down, and basically realize that we all affect each other. One bad apple spoils the bunch. One positive smile can be contagious and make everybody else smile. One action has a reaction. So pick, where do you want to be at the end of this? Where do you want to be during this? Where do you want to be today, right now? Well, I hope you're going to pick to be positive in your mind, your thoughts, your words, your deeds, and everything that you do, because you are not just affecting yourself, you are affecting the people around you. We are energy, so that is oozing off of you. It is contagious. So if you're around people who are low vibing people, remove your energy. You don't need to put up with it. It doesn't mean you have to argue or cut them off at the knees, but just pick up yourself and remove your energy from the negative energy. And then if you feel like it's affecting you, because it will, you can just kind of just like breathe, shake it off, and shake the energy off. Tell it to go away. Just take deep breaths, but don't let anyone else's negative vibe affect you, because if you let it, it will. Because we are all interconnected, and it is a real thing. So I guess that's all I have. I'm gonna go with the Mermaid Tarot again. It was funny yesterday how I got all those wands, which wands were about passion, and we were talking about a very passionate subject yesterday, about your inner burning passion. But it was weird how all of them came out to be the seahorses, which this card has all kinds of stuff, mermaids, coins, I mean, just everything, but all three were seahorses. So I'm curious to see what we're gonna get today with this message, with keeping your vibration high. And so if we can just get one card. So I try to shuffle them up here, because one of my sisters is like, you have to shuffle them on camera so people don't think you're cheating. But I assure you I am not. It's just the message usually come out how they're supposed to come out. Whoa, okay. And they're all on the floor. Wow, you get a lot of cards. But I think we're gonna take them all. So the first one is the Hangman, which kind of, you're suspended in limbo, and that is us right now. We are kind of suspended in limbo. But the neat thing about the Hangman, he is looking at things in a different perspective, because he's not upright, he's upside down. So, you know, your world might seem like it's a little topsy-turvy, it's a little upside down right now, but it's getting you to look at things from a different perspective. Not like you've always looked at them. So this is actually a really perfect card. So looking at things in a different perspective, and taking that opportunity to make the changes that you need to change. So the next card is, ooh, I like it, the King of Swords, which is about ambition. And swords represent your thoughts. So swords are a lot about the mind. And so where are your thoughts? Are you being ambitious with your thoughts? Are they positive? So keep that in mind. That's a really cool card. Follow that one. Okay, and I actually picked them up in order. They kind of just fall flat on the ground. All right, cool. So this is awesome. This is a 10 of Pentacles, which is just like one of the really important cards that you can get in the deck. And it says luck, because that's what the 10 of Pentacles is. It's like having everything that you want. So if you're able to put out those high vibrations, you're gonna get nothing but good back. You're gonna get everything you want back. And I know it sounds a little, you know, too optimistic, but try it out. It will work. And yeah, so there it is, luck. I don't know, it's really hard to focus. Okay. Ooh, I like this. So the next one is the 3 of Pentacles, which is recognition. And 3 of Pentacles is about working together, not by yourself, working with someone, working with people. And then that's what you're doing when you are keeping your vibration high. You are working together with everyone on the planet, with the universe. You're going with the flow, basically. You're not going against it. And what do you get later? You'll get recognition for it, because the universe, source, God will see your hard work, your positive deeds, your positive thoughts, and how you are affecting other people. And you will get your recognition for your hard work. Very nice. And then the last card, ooh, very cool. It is the Moon. And the Moon is about illusions. Illusions, and I think a lot of us are in a state where we are very disillusioned. So, but what it does is it's about our emotions too, because see all the water is emotions. So think about, you know, where you're disillusioned and pay attention to your emotions right now. Are you being positive? Are you being negative? Because eventually, once the full moon comes around, which is tomorrow, by the way, I'm gonna do a really cool video. It's actually the pink supermoon tomorrow, which is really neat. It has to do a lot with Venus and a lot of other things that are going on in our lives right now that a lot of people don't pay attention to. But yeah, so where are you being disillusioned, or where are your illusions about what is going on right now? So thank you everybody for joining me today. I hope you will like, subscribe, and maybe even share with your friends and family. And don't forget to keep swimming towards your dreams. Thank you. Bye.